Hey everybody, episode 2 of Teen Wolf season 3 aired tonight. This season is really hurting so far and we're only 2 episodes in. We start this episode off with Allison and Lydia in the car. Allison's calling Scott and they're comparing their bruises and the mark, kind of trying to figure out what it means and how it pertains to Scott and all this mess that's starting up that I barely understand what is going on with these alphas and their plan and their scheme yet, because it's only 2 episodes in. But anyways, we flash to Scott and Stiles. They're going to a party. Stiles' childhood friend named Heather is turning 17, I think. Anyways, they get in there. She pulls him into wine cellar and she's about to give her virginity to him, and we think Stiles is about to get some. So Stiles goes to Heather's brother's room to get a condom or whatever, and when he comes back down, she has been, I think it's the alphas, we don't know, and we never know, because look at everything that went on with the Kanema last season. We didn't know what the heck was going on until the season was almost over. So I presume she was attacked and abducted by the alphas. After that, I still don't get what's going on. Anyways, we see Isaac and Derek, and they're talking about figuring out what Isaac saw when he apparently maybe found Erica and Boyd. So they're talking about how much they hate Peter Hale, and everybody hates Peter, but you know what? I kind of hate him and love him at the same time because he's hot. Those Hale men. I don't know. I've only seen 2 Hale men, but those 2 men, whoo! Anyways, Peter comes in, and he's all like, I can still hear everything y'all are saying walking down the hallway and stuff, so even though I'm not as strong, I can still hear y'all, so just say it to my face. Derek's like, we don't like you. So, point taken. Peter does his little claw thing like he did in season 1 with Scott, where he goes and puts his claws in the neck, and he does this to Isaac to draw memories out. It's a learned thing. Derek did not do it yet, and Isaac is very wary of it. Anyways, Peter doesn't get much out of Isaac that way. It's really fuzzy and phasey, and just, they do kind of draw from that Deucalion is there, and Peter seems really freaked out. It's pretty fun seeing Peter freaked out. I don't know why. Okay, maybe because everyone was scared of him the first season. Anyways, after all that goes down with Isaac and Peter and Derek, we see Scott is at school and stuff, and he has his moments where he's being smart, and the coach is like, oh, okay, yeah, he kind of shocks the coach that he knows stuff. Coach, you're just weird, but I love you, and you're awesome. And another thing we see is Lydia kind of wanting to hook up with one of the straight alpha twins. We kind of figure out which one's straight, but not really by name, when we see one of them checking out Danny. And Allison and Lydia are trying to figure out the mark thing still. And Lydia just kind of goes and starts flirting with one of the alpha werewolves. Of course, she doesn't know he's a werewolf yet, so I don't know if she'd really choose to go flirt with him. After that, we are trying to figure out how they're going to figure out what Isaac saw, because that didn't work with Peter. So Scott's like, well, maybe I know someone that's not a werewolf that can help. Dr. Deaton, who, our favorite veterinarian, who knows all this other stuff that we still don't know what is up with him. I'm still trying to figure out who he is and what is up with him. But anyways, they decide to put Isaac in some kind of trance by submerging him in this ice bath and basically drowning him until he barely has a heartbeat. Isaac is freaking out once he's in this trance, and he says all this stuff, and we figure out that it's like a bank or something or whatever. that they're keeping Erica and Boyd, but at the very end, he says he sees, like, Erica's body or whatever, and Styles like, dude, you know what you just said? You saw... And Derek is all in denial about Erica being dead. I'm in denial about Erica being dead, because I freaking love Erica. She's awesome in her own way. After that, basically, we have this whole thing going on where they're trying to figure out where the bank is, things about the blueprints, everything, before the full moon, because apparently, there's something that's supposed to be going down with this full moon. And it's been 4 months since they had Erica and Boyd. Basically, Scott and Derek, they decide, oh, let's go guns blazing and try and save Erica and Boyd. And like a little after, oh gosh, we get a Derek moment, and it's awesome. Styles. Always with the sarcasm with Derek. You finally got yours. You're like, how are you going to punch through the walls and all this stuff to get into the bank vault? And because that's where we figure out where they are. They're in like a bank vault. So he's like holding his arm up and he's like, you're just going to punch through the walls? And Derek's like, slams his fist into Styles' hand so hard. And poor Styles. I love Derek moments, as you can tell. Anyways, and Styles and Derek, and I love it all. Anyways, I say anyways a lot. Forgive me. We go and we see Allison. She's like telling Lydia she's gonna go do something and get proof about their marks, because they tried to tell Derek with the help of Scott about the marks, and Derek's like, I don't want to trust you because blah 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 blah. Lydia helped me bring my crazy uncle back to life, and, well, forced him to bring his crazy uncle back to life, because it wasn't Derek's choice. And Allison shot everybody up with arrows and shit. So he doesn't want to listen to anything they say, and he don't want nothing to do with them, and I honestly, I don't blame him. So, Lydia... Allison goes to the bank and breaks in, and she runs into Miss Morell, the freaking guidance counselor that is really creepy, but this actress is really cool. I've seen her in a lot of stuff. She's pretty cool. But she's like, you stay in this storage closet until you hear the fighting come out, start, and then come out. So Allison is in this closet, and after she pours like ammonia on the ground or something, trying to cover her scent, because a bunch of the alphas start walking down the hallway and stuff, and we see the crazy chick with the claws on her feet again. She's awesome. And Deucalion and all them. Anyways, after they walk past, Allison turns and lights up her phone. She finds Erica. Erica is dead, and rest in peace, Erica. I'm so sorry that happened to you. You did not deserve that. Just misunderstood teenager, and short life, painful death, apparently. I that's what I'm thinking. I'm sure it was painful. We see Scott and Derek breaking into the bank and stuff, and Scott's like, we don't even know everything, and we're kind of going in here, and we're not prepared. We're just not prepared. And Derek's like, well, I'm prepared to give him my life to save Boyd and Erica and all this stuff. So they're going in there, and right after they barge into that bank vault, Styles finally gets through to Scott on the phone. He's like, dude, the walls are, it's built out of this mineral that scatters the moonlight, and it prevents werewolves from transforming. So Boyd and Erica have been locked in there for nearly 4 months, and they're basically rabid. Peter, he's like, dude, it's like the lions in the gladiator arena, how they starve them for 3 days before, and then they throw people in there, and they're like, fight. Basically, that's what Scott and Derek have been thrown into. Boyd and Erica apparently are rabid, and they're going to attack and kill them. That's the basics. So they get in there, and Derek's like, Boyd, he sees Boyd. There's no Erica, because, of course, we know she's dead. They don't yet. Scott believes she's dead. Derek, no. And then this chick walks up, and Derek's like, Cora? And Scott's like, you know her? And Derek's all just, like, flabbergasted, like, shocked. He's like, Cora? And she's like, Derek, get out now. Apparently, Derek's got a little sister. Derek thought she was dead. That's his little sister, Cora. Not so little anymore. But they start fighting, and Miss Morrell shows up. There's a ring of the mountain ash around them, and she goes and fills it in. I kind of was thinking she was one of the good guys, but apparently not. She starts walking out and kind of leads Deucalion out, and she's like helping him apparently. Unless she's planning on backstabbing him, I don't know, but it just looks really bad for her right now. Allison barges in, and she's about to save them, and Derek and they're like, no, and then she sees Scott, and Boyd's like about to like kill him. Like he's hurting him really bad. So Allison breaks the thing, calls Boyd's name, and Boyd and Cora run out. And they're rabid, so they're probably going to kill someone. We see Derek get really pissed at Allison. He's like, yeah, you saved us, but they're going to probably kill someone. And Allison's like, she was just thinking about Scott at the moment. And, I mean, Scott's like, oh, feels. I'm seeing Scott. He's got, like, blood. I just want to make him better. I just don't like seeing Scott hurt. And, yeah, it's sad. And then at the end, we get this odd Lydia moment, which I should have expected it. But we see Lydia wake up from, like, I guess, falling asleep studying on her bed. And she's screaming that bloody murder scream of hers. I don't know what's going on, but I think this season we are going to learn what is up with Lydia. Because the Alpha Bite didn't hurt her. Well, it hurt her the first season. But she didn't die. She didn't turn into a werewolf. So, what is Lydia? I'm gonna speculate. This is my theory. She's psychic or something? I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm still just so... The feels... This season is amazing so far, and I just want to give major props to the writer, creator, Jeff Davis, the cast and crew. Y'all are amazing. Thank y'all for creating this show, and I can't wait to see next week's episode. It looks fantastic, and let's just have a moment of silence in memory of Erica. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you continue to subscribe, and have a great night. Bye. So quiet.